Chapter 5. Noallia. The way his voice lowered and his eyes held mine made the words feel like a promise. I protect my people at all costs. I would protect you. Having him as part of our tribe, our family, would not be the worst thing I could do in a marriage arrangement, and I'd known for years there was nobody in our tribe that I could marry. What about my people? I asked. Would you protect them too? He dipped his chin in a deep nod. I would, like my own. Refren threw his arms up, and Amory smirked. Was he incapable of keeping a serious face for 2 minutes? Or did he just love seeing Refren's concerns not hold me down? But I needed more than just a warrior's sword. Why? Why come here? Now? To me, what do you get out of a marriage? He tapped his thumb on the hilt of a dagger at his waist. Fair questions. The answers are not so simple. I raised a brow and waited. He slowly blew out a long breath. The Basin Edge tribe is powerful because I train our warriors, and I insist they practice. I've assigned others to cook, store food, and care for children. Everyone has a job, but I hold it all together. If anything happened to me, they would fall apart. And if nothing happens to me, they are my lifetime away from extinction. That surprised me. You don't have any leaders among your warriors? Or your other positions? He glanced at the ground. I do have leaders, but they do not work well with each other. They need me to coordinate amongst them and to resolve their bickering. I fingered my own dagger hilt, repeating his explanation in my mind. That sounds like an internal problem. Bringing in new people would make it more chaotic, not less. For a time, he admitted. But I'm not looking for a quick solution. I intend to live a long time, and I want them to be safe long after I'm gone. Ah, I finally realized where he was going. You want an heir. A brief wave of anxiety crossed his face, but he smothered it with a practiced expression. Could I trust a man so steeped in deception enough to marry him? But that is a very long-range plan, he said. I am in no rush. In the more immediate future, you would have every authority and privilege I have. Your people would be my people, and my people would be yours. I studied him. He'd already cleared emotion from his face. What else might he be hiding? And where would we live? I finally asked. Refren cut in. You can't really be considering this. It's marriage for all of the wrong reasons. You'd be miserable. Amory's intense, sincere expression shifted to a nonchalant one as he slipped a small blade into his hand and twirled it. Right and wrong are black and white as often as the mountains spit fire. Misery is a choice. He caught the knife and focused on me again. But I would do everything in my power to make you happy. And I don't have to answer your last question. It seemed like something we should decide together. I could accept that. I'd prefer a partner in marriage to an unequal relationship. But there were some things I would not negotiate on. My people's safety and happiness are my top priorities. The knife in his hand disappeared, tucked away when I blinked. I would make them mine as well. I do not want to be a Rayan. It was really the only other thing I could not imagine myself compromising on. Amory tipped his head, genuinely confused. Are you not one right now? No, I raised my chin. I am not. One of his eyebrows raised. Are you not the leader of the mountain tribe? I am. But you do not consider yourself a Rayan? I do not. His brows pursed together. Then what do you call yourself? I reached an arm toward Refren, and he took my hand. A sister, I answered. Lonnie had been silent this whole time, but I offered him my other hand. A cousin, a daughter to some, and a mother to others. My people follow me because I love them, and they know I would do anything for them. their lives, their safety, even their happiness before mine. I can't imagine forcing others to follow me because they're afraid of me." He shook his head and smiled ruefully. "My people do not love me like a family, but they do not fear me. They follow me because they trust me. Love is nebulous. It means something different to everyone who uses the word. Trust is dependable. They know I'll show up and put them before myself. They expect my protection as much as they expect their own shadows on a sunny day." This was the heart of his problem. He loved them and didn't realize it. They couldn't know it if he didn't. They followed him, but they didn't know how to bond with each other. I could help with this. Family unity, meaningful tribal connection, was a passion I'd spent years working toward. I offered him my hand, and he wrapped his fingers around my wrist, the same way people across all the tribes greeted each other in peace. Ref groaned behind me as I squeezed Amory's wrist and said, "I believe your shadow is called love. If you'll let me teach your people that, I'll tentatively accept your proposal. We should also meet each other's tribes and make sure we're both comfortable with the arrangement before we finalize it." He dropped down on one knee while still holding my wrist and lowered his forehead to touch the back of my hand. A thrill shot through my flesh, a rushing attraction I had not expected when I first saw him trespassing in my mountains. How had he gone from an annoyance to someone I trusted to fight the never-ending shadows, to someone I could easily develop feelings for in less than an hour? He lifted his eyes to mine, swallowed, and spoke in a lower tone. "A shadow called love. If you agree to this union, I will not let you teach anything. You will have as much power to choose what you teach as I will. But I will support your choice. I will learn your lessons, and we will build a greater tribe than this world has ever seen." I didn't say anything. I had never had a man kneel like that, or speak to me with a passion that pressed into my heart and made my chest flutter before. Standing, he raised a sparkling, walnut-sized purple gem on a thin metal chain. The jewels were rare, mined from veins that were hidden along the basin edge. "I'd like to offer you this necklace as a symbol of my promise, a sign you can trust the things I've told you today." I nodded, and he slipped it over my head. "Noallia of the mountains," he whispered. "Sword of the cliffs, dragon-favored defender of the hills, sun-kissed beauty of the dawn. I honor the trust you've offered me." It was a sweet gesture, but I was not used to being called beauty in front of my brother. "Amory Rayan of the Basin Edge tribe, I believe you invented at least one of those names." One side of his face lifted in a smile that could have been a smirk. "I practically confessed to that crime earlier." I grinned at him. "Then I'm giving you a new name too." "Oh?" "Yes," I said. "Amma from the Basin Edge, Blade of the Edge, Scourge of Shadows, Shield of the Mountain." A satisfied smile spread across his face, his earlier confidence returning a lift to his posture. "I'll take it." He waved at the dead shadow beasts around us. "We burn these in the basin." I nodded. "Here too. When we're done, I'll introduce you to everyone." This has been A Shadow Called Love, a Montag Dragons and Kingdoms short story by Annabelle Raven. Read by Grace Noble and Beau Thomas. Copyright 2025 by Annabelle Raven. Production copyright by Annabelle Raven.